tuh salah satu supporter fanatik di dunia.
Indonesian football fans is like a cult or like a religion. It's a fanatic.
They're so passionate. They are fully committed. Crazy about football.
Fanatisme sepak bola di Indonesia ini luar biasa.
No one believes in you more than yourself. You are kamu tidak kucing. You are tigers.
Ya, kamu bukan kucing, kamu macan.
Use the supporters to help you. They give you more energy. We are home. This is our home. This is our home. Nobody can come here and do what we want.
Ya, nggak ada tim lain kesini yang ambil poin.
Believe.
Percaya.
We go out there, we fight.
Kita fight, kita tarung
until the end.
Sampai akhir pertandingan.
No matter what happens, if they score, still believe.
Kalau mereka skor, kita tetap percaya.
We have to fight more.
Kalau kita skor, kita tarung lagi.
Okay? Any problems?
Ada masalah?
I think Indonesia, they have the potential to be a stronger national team, to have a stronger national team. There's passion. There's big passion in Indonesia. The people really love. There's a lot of numbers. So you have 270 million people living in Indonesia. So there's a big potential for Indonesian football to grow.
Kalau potensi anak Indonesia tuh sebenarnya kita tuh kayak negara Brazil sejujurnya kalau menurut saya. Kita punya salah satu kota di Maluku atau salah satu Indonesia Timur. Orang-orang Indonesia Timur tuh mereka punya skill itu kayak Brazil. Jadi mereka punya skill, kecepatan, speed itu bagus rata-rata di atas orang lain.
Kalau dari yang saya lihat ya dari pemain Indonesia ini dibanding pemain luar negeri seperti negara Brazil gitu sangat berbeda ya dari motivasinya. Motivasi pemain Indonesia ini kurang tinggi, terlalu cepat puas. Bisa main di Liga Indonesia, masuk timnas itu bagi mereka sudah cukup kebanyakan ya. Sedangkan kalau di Brazil itu mereka kan harus main ke luar negeri baru bisa dikatakan sukses. Main ke Eropa gitu baru bisa dibilang sukses. Ada dulu pernah saya hubungi kan beberapa pemain Indonesia. Saya rencananya mau bawa mereka ke Thailand. Saya hubungi, ya saya scout, saya lihat yang bagus, saya hubungi. Terus jawaban mereka ketika diajak itu seperti takut gitu. Ada satu pemain Liga 1 yang saya ajak ke Thailand, dia awalnya mau, tapi setelah itu ya beberapa bulan komunikasi, dia seperti takut untuk keluar negeri. Dia nanya gini, siapa aja sih yang mau diajak nanti ke Thailand? Gitu. Jadi dia ini nggak mau sendiri pergi ke Thailand, nggak mau cuman dia sendiri, harus bawa teman gitu. Kayak tim nasional kalau pergi ke luar negeri kan rame-rame tuh, dia nggak mau kalau nggak rame-rame. Jadi ya dari segi motivasi sih yang kurang motivasi.
As Europeans, as South Americans, we need to try and help them to realize that they have a better potential. They can play on a better level. I have players in my team that definitely, no doubt, they can play in top leagues in Europe. They can. They have the potential. They have the talent. Have the physique. They have everything to make it in top European leagues. They only need the drive, the will to risk something which they already have to reach better heights, better levels.
We haven't think about the grassroots level. We never have academy. And I think the federations never care about it.
Kalau untuk pemain muda ya sangat banyak ya tantangan untuk mereka. Pertama, liga kita ini buat usia mudanya nggak ada. Bisa dibilang nggak ada karena cuman ada Liga U20 sama U18 itu yang kompetisi usia mudanya. Dan itu pun ini maksudnya yang resmi dari PSSI ya, yang resmi dari federasi, yang resmi dari LIB. Cuman Liga 1, U20 dan 18. Jadi nggak semua tim, cuman tim Liga 1 yang ada kompetisi usia mudanya. Terus tim Liga 2, Liga 3, ya mereka nggak perlu ada tim usia muda. Jadi sangat sedikit kompetisi usia muda yang ada. Jadi perkembangan pemain itu nggak bisa, susah, nggak bisa berkembang pemain jadinya. Jadi ya, harus perlu ditingkatkan lagi, harus perlu diperbanyak kompetisinya, harus ada di setiap daerah kompetisi yang terstruktur seperti di negara-negara Eropa supaya perkembangan pemainnya bisa bagus gitu.
Yang agak kurang di Indonesia ini untuk sekarang mungkin belum meratanya semua fasilitas dan juga tenaga pengajar atau sumber daya manusia yang mumpuni di daerah-daerah. Untuk potensi-potensinya hanya di daerah tertentu yang memang bisa terlihat oleh pusat atau misalnya bisa terlihat potensinya. Untuk yang daerah-daerah pedalaman mungkin mereka punya kans untuk bisa kontribusi untuk itu, tapi minimnya sumber daya manusianya di sana, fasilitasnya yang tidak mumpuni sehingga ya tidak terlihat.
To get a football license, I mean the coaching license here in Indonesia, it's easy. You just need to pay 4 million rupiah with the duration of one week, maybe less than 1 week, maybe 5 to 7 days. I don't know the exact one, and you get the license. The lowest license, you know. But me, when I study abroad in Spain, I need 1 year to get the lowest level football license. So it's a different things, you know. If we study or we practice or we develop something with a good coach, with a good mentor, with a good teacher, or with the best one, we will be as good as them. But if we learn something with the lack of the experience, and it will be the same. We can't play good football if our coach is not good enough. And this thing is what I see till now. Because of the coaching license in Indonesia, it's easy to get. They only want to get the money.
Well, the infrastructure in Indonesia is absolutely terrible because it's government owned. For them, building the stadium is a cost, never been an asset. And again, the mindset of not thinking about the long game, the one of examples, not having the proper infrastructure. This again, same. Create a training ground is liabilities rather than assets that can be investment. Imagine that. If you don't have training ground, how can the team train proper? How can they train proper? That's a problem. Because there's a lot of issues in Indonesian football. Infrastructure sometimes always been in the number 3 or number 4. But absolutely, it should be one thing that's vital, that should be addressed. Not only to the government or the federation, but to the club itself. So let's make stadiums. The problem is they still think about stadium is only for a football game. Imagine that in the proper ideal world of football industry in Europe, you can measure 18 games in Bundesliga. Imagine, 17 home games with 50,000. You will have revenue projections, right? And maybe outside of the match day, the other 300 days, it can be for office maybe, or can be for a cafe, or can be for a concert. The problem is the Indonesian football ecosystem still never think about it. Still hardly to think about it. Maybe because the operations cost, like thinking, there's not only thing about the match day. They didn't think about beyond the match day. So that's what I thought. It's just a cost. It's only for 17 days or 17 games. Imagine that there will be another Indonesian ban of the supporters will not have income from the ticket. Imagine. Yes, clubs have the stadiums, but it's not their own. It's not belong to the club. They're renting. And imagine like they have 30,000, let's say 30,000 people came to the stadiums. They have like the gross revenue of 1 billion, and they still need to cut almost 15% to pay for the rent. It's not a net income. And if you imagine that 15%, if you calculate it to 17 home matches, they can build a training ground. So the problem is again back again about the mindset, about the pattern, about the impatience of football ecosystem and the stakeholders. They didn't think about the long game. That's unfortunate. And again, if you think again about the government, they'll always want to create a multi-purpose stadium, never for a dedicated football stadiums. I think only 3 that dedicated for football.
I think it's a cultural thing. I saw in Indonesia many nice buildings, good infrastructures, nice stadium, but they are not well maintained. They build a good stadium, they build a nice stadium, but then they don't take care take care of it. If they improve the infrastructure, for sure the level will improve. Many clubs here, they don't have their own football pitch, they don't have their own football stadium, they don't have their own training area, training grounds, training pitches. It can help a lot. If you have good pitches, good infrastructure, good stadiums where to play, where to train, I think the level will improve.
Kalau di Indonesia lapangan tuh yang bagus masih sedikit. Sedangkan di luar negeri itu lapangan bagus banget itu free, bisa ditemuin di mana-mana. Jadi dari sini aja juga udah bisa ngeliat bahwa fasilitas itu mempengaruhi, soalnya gimana anak-anak mau main sepak bola kalau lapangan itu nggak ada, dan kalau hujan itu jelek atau hujan itu nggak bisa dipakai. Sedangkan di luar negeri bebas, kita mau pakai lapangan kapanpun dan kita latihan kapanpun juga lapangan bagus-bagus, alat-alatnya juga lengkap, tiangnya udah ada. Di Indonesia lapangan ada, tiangnya nggak ada. Jadi gimana kita mau latihannya kayak gitu.
Kalau untuk antusiasmenya anak-anak putri di Indonesia, perempuan-perempuan di Indonesia ini sekarang sudah makin banyak. Ya. Mereka pada senang main bola. Anak-anak kecil pun sekarang sudah senang main bola. Tapi yang bikin saya prihatin adalah tidak adanya kompetisi Liga Putri di Indonesia. 2018 ini kali pertama Liga Putri digelar di Indonesia. Tetapi setelah itu COVID datang, liganya stop, dan sampai sekarang di 2023 tidak adanya kompetisi resmi dari federasi, dari PSIS yang menyelenggarakan Liga Putri di Indonesia. Jadi anak-anak putri ini tidak ada wadahnya untuk mereka bisa berkompetisi, hanya latihan dan latihan. Jadi saat nanti tim nasional putri kita akan berlaga di level internasional atau misalkan untuk turnamen internasional, mereka nggak ada wadah untuk seleksinya. Mereka mau melihat pemain dari mana, hanya rekomendasi dari klub-klub, karena federasi pun tidak bisa memantau pemain-pemain karena liganya tidak ada saat sepak bola putra diagung-agungkan, dilebihkan, tapi saat bicara sepak bola putri ya kompetisi ini tidak ada. Padahal kalau dari kacamata saya, dari perspektif saya, kita bisa mengharumkan nama Indonesia dalam sepak bola itu lewat sepak bola putri, karena kans kita atau peluang kita untuk bisa berprestasi di sepak bola putri ini jauh lebih besar daripada di sepak bola putra.
Timur berhasil membongkar kasus korupsi dana hibah untuk PSSI
di ruangan di Treskrimum uang pembinaan pemain usia muda sepak bola di kota.
Mencegah para sponsor tidak menarik diri dari Liga Indonesia.
Sebagai pemain sangat miris gitu, kayak sedih, karena yang seharusnya kita berjuang di lapangan udah bersungguh-sungguh, tiba-tiba ada oknum-oknum yang tidak bertanggung jawab yang akhirnya merugikan para pemain tersebut. Sedangkan jujur tidak semua pemain kayak di kasta Liga 3 Indonesia ini gajinya kurang baik dibandingkan Liga 1 dan Liga 2, sangat jauh gitu untuk dikatakan cukup untuk para pemain sepak bola Indonesia. Nah tapi dengan adanya oknum-oknum seperti itu membuat kita sedih. Kita udah berjuang di lapangan, latihan berbulan-bulan, tanpa pengetahuan kita ada manajemen atau pemain lain yang disogok atau gitu dan dikorupsi, gitu kan merugikan kita yang udah persiapan lama.
When my football academy, high-reaching club football academy, want to compete in one league in Indonesia, the league needs us to be verified with PSSI. So PSSI have a different regional federation as well. So they have PSSI Jakarta, North Jakarta, South Jakarta, East Jakarta. So they have something like that, which is in Europe or in other country, they have like that also. But what make different and what I think it's a part of the corruption is they charge us to be the PSSI member. So like my football academy is located in North Jakarta, so I need to be verified in the PSSI of North Jakarta to compete in a league. If we're not verified, then we cannot play, and then we need to pay for the certificate to be verified, and the price it's different. Like maybe North Jakarta is 3 million rupiah, South Jakarta can be 4 million, and other city, other regional, it's different. So they don't have like the exact price. And also the money when we pay, it's through bank transfer. But the bank transfer is not directly to the name of PSSI. It's to the personal number, to the personal name as well. So I don't know what is that money for. It's good if they get the money and they develop the PSSI of the regional. But it's quite funny for me when we pay something for a license or for certificate, but it's not directly to the institute or to the federation, but it's to the personal name. So it's, I don't know.
Ini kemarin juga baru ya, ada lagi tuh satu kasus untuk pengaturan skor. Jadi kalau pandangan saya, kalau untuk pengaturan skor ini banyak kepentingan di luar sepak bola. Jadi di pengaturan skor ini orang bisa yang mengutak-atik jadwal permainan, hasil akhir pertandingan, hanya untuk kepentingan beberapa pihak. Nah, kenapa pengaturan skor ini bisa terjadi? Karena hukum di Indonesia, hukum sepak bola di Indonesia yang menurut saya belum terlalu kuat. Mungkin kalau di Inggris di sana hukumannya saat ada suatu klub yang melanggar atau terkena terciduk pengaturan skor langsung timnya bisa turun kas, tapi di Indonesia tidak. Jadi banyak kombinasi yang pribadi yang mengatasnamakan klub, ya jadinya banyak pihak yang merugikan. Hukumnya belum terlalu kuat untuk di Indonesia.
We have never seen we have never heard about sepak bola gajah in Europe, because we have to know about the different salary that to be paid to the players. It's quite different amount, you know. Why players really want to play the 11 football? Yeah, maybe they don't get enough salary for their life, for their family, so they need more money. That's the point. The other point where I disagree is about the management of the clubs, where sometimes clubs can pay the salary 3 months after, 4 months after, 5 months after, or even 1 year. They don't pay the players. They need to change if they want to have a good football in Indonesia. Eric Thoyer have mentioned also why corruption in football about match fixing can happen. It's because of the salary, where the referee salary is very low, where the player salary is very low. And that can happen. If you think if the referee salary is big and also the player salary is big, do you think they want to play the 11 football? I don't think so.
I experienced to be a commercial and sponsorship in the federations in 2018. Everybody wants to be a sponsorship for a national team. Imagine that you're sponsoring for a national team in the biggest stage and you have a sponsor in the training shirts, and the image will be like a patriotism, nationalism. But when I moved to the club, it's absolutely difficult because the company has trust issues. That's when they know about a lot of issues happen in Indonesia in the league, like dualism, or like the league has stopped, or like Kanjuruhan tragedy. When the football games stop or the competition stops, means there will be a lost income. They don't have courage to have a long-term contract. They're only brave enough to, all right, let's try for 1 year and see how's my sales in your regions, see how's my brand awareness in your region, see how's the digital campaign in with your clubs. It's still hard in Indonesia to have like brand recall, brand awareness, or something else, because it's not direct impact. Because usually this company who not understand about football, they will ask about the direct sales, like, I give you 2 billion, what is the return on it? Can I return in the direct sales of my product? If they ask about the direct sales, means we have to give them on offline activations in the stadiums, selling their products or with their booth. But when the competition stops, everything stops. The strategy stops. So this is a hard job for me as a commercial sponsorship to convince the client, like, you should invest in the Indonesian football because this. And like, how can I convince them if the industry is still unstable? And what I can do if really want to create a brand value is like make a 3-month campaign or 6-month campaign. The amount of money was so small. It's like only 20% or maybe 30% of the operational cost of the club. It's just so bad.
I'm Tizian. I'm working for Bundesliga International, overseeing a lot of the marketing work that's being done over here in the region, with a particular focus on Indonesia, of course. The partnership with the PSSI that we have at the moment is really just a memorandum of understanding. So there's a lot of areas in which we agreed to do, knowledge transfers, knowledge exchanges. So if you've been following some of the news as well, what this entails is obviously experts coming from Germany, coaches, other people from athletic and sporting fields departments, heading actually down to Indonesia to spend time with their coaches, their staff, their personnel, to really transfer a lot of this kind of knowledge, how we operate, with the clubs and the league in Germany, to hopefully be able to apply some of that in Indonesia as well, which is a football crazy country. And then, of course, as part of it, we hosted the under-17 team in Germany last year for what we called a Bundesliga training camp. And that entailed essentially a 6-week program whereby the team was training with Borussia Dortmund and Borussia Mönchengladbach in preparation for the under-17 World Cup, which they were hosting.
There has to be a national will to improve, starting from the association, the federation, to the clubs, to the players, to the fans. There's the passion, there are the numbers, there are the talent, because I saw some very, very good Indonesian local players. I think there's also the money to help to improve this. So it's only a matter of who leads the first step to start this improvement.
Potensi di Indonesia ini betul-betul besar ya, karena memang peminatnya banyak sekali yang ingin main bola dan yang ingin jadi atlet. Tentu saja federasi belum bisa memfasilitasi secara detail untuk mereka yang ingin menjadi pemain sepak bola. Jadi kenapa saya bilang seperti ini? Ya terbukti saja baru ada kompetisi resmi dari federasi, dari PSSI baru tahun ini yang mempertandingkan tim-tim usia 16, 18, dan juga 20. Mungkin dari 5 tahun lagi kompetisi ini sudah berjalan, mungkin kualitas timnas kita yang sekarang akan jauh lebih baik. Tetapi ini karena baru 2 tahun hal ini berjalan, ya mungkin kualitas timnas kita juga masih seperti ini. Kalau mungkin harapannya untuk semuanya ya bisa sama rata, kompetisi ini bisa konsisten terus berjalan.
At the Bundesliga, we're definitely a little bit biased. We would love to see, the first, not just the first Indonesian, but that would also make him the first Southeast Asian player, to play in the Bundesliga. And if that's something that we can achieve through our cooperation, with the PSSI, that would be massive. That would be a testament to, the work that we do, and more importantly, a testament to the effectiveness of partnerships. Indonesia, with such a big population, over 200 million, right? At the moment, it's impossible for there not to be footballing talent, right? You just need to know where to look, how to look, and, how to develop, grow, and train this talent into 11 to 23 top players who can represent Indonesia at a world stage.
Kalau misalkan dari perubahannya, pengennya ya sepak bola Indonesia bisa lebih maju, bukan hanya timnas saja, tim domestiknya juga bisa berkancah di AFC, bisa juara, pembinaan usia muda lebih baik, terus kecintaan anak-anak di Indonesia ini untuk sepak bola, kalau memang mereka ingin bermain sepak bola sama masyarakat atau orang tua mereka tuh didukung. Terus timnas senior bisa juara AFF, AFC, bisa berkaca di Piala Asia, bisa bermain juga di Piala Dunia. Harapannya sampai Indonesia bisa bermain di Piala Dunia sih timnas senior, gak cuman yang kemarin U17 atau U20 aja. Dan semoga bisa kedepannya lebih baik dari infrastruktur dari bawahnya, pembinaan, dari wasitnya, dari masyarakatnya juga, dari supporternya juga, yang ada anarkis atau bagaimana itu kalau bisa jangan sampai kayak gitu lagi. Karena banyak juga nyawa yang melayang kan, akhirnya banyak yang takut juga untuk nonton sepak bola, banyak keluarga juga yang ditinggalkan oleh keluarganya. Karena kalau bisa dibilang sepak bola ini sebenarnya mempertemukan banyak orang, bisa membuat orang-orang juga saling kenal yang dari jauh jadi dekat, dan euforianya itu loh, kayak kecintaannya itu gak bisa dibayar oleh uang, gak bisa kalau menurut saya.